All right, we're continuing our discussion about violin tone production. And of course, I've got 3 videos on the 3 keys of tone production. And they're long 30-minute videos, each of them. The keys are bow weight, bow speed, and bow placement. Those are the 3 ingredients, if you will, to a beautiful tone. And we adjust them in different ratios according to what kind of tone we're after. However, there's a few obstacles. They're not the keys to tone, but they're obstacles to achieving those keys. And we've already discussed one obstacle, and it's probably the most common obstacle, and that is playing with a crooked bow instead of a straight bow. But there's something that goes hand in hand with trying to achieve that straight bow, and I call it greasy elbow. You want a nice lubricated elbow joint. You don't want to act like it's never moved and it's got rust in it. A lot of people feel like they have better control doing it from their shoulder, but that just invites crooked bow. Do you see how I'm making a great big giant arc? No, I'm exaggerating, but it will happen if you do not open up that elbow and learn to navigate with your elbow. Once you start to move your elbow, you have to move your wrist as well, or else you get a different kind of crooked bow. So be aware, I already discussed what the wrist has to do, but I'll remind you in this video, okay? So let's talk about what the greasy elbow needs to do. Here's an exercise for you. On your left hand, your left arm, just put your left arm out front, because guess what that's going to make you do? It's going to make you bow out front, like I told you in the other video you need to do to get a straight bow. And then you'll just do the twinkle rhythms. And if you're not a twinkle student, it's okay, they're really easy. The twinkle rhythm for variation A is da 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 da, or Mississippi hot dog, or what I like for this little exercise is scrub-a-dirty doggy. Scrub-a-dirty doggy. And kids really like that as well. Okay, and what that does, your hand is locked on your arm, so you cannot go and use your shoulder. You're forced to use your elbow. Scrub-a-dirty doggy. Scrub-a-dirty doggy. Another really cool practice tool that you can use, and this is great for little kids as well, is to get a paper towel or a toilet paper core and hold it like a bazooka on your shoulder, and then hold your actual bow. So now we've gone from just a bare arm and no bow to doing this exercise with your awesome bow hold. Put it through the bazooka and do the same exercise. From mid-bow, scrub-a-dirty doggy, scrub-a-dirty doggy. And that really gives you a chance to work on keeping your bow hold and flexing your wrist while using a greasy elbow and keeping a straight bow, because this also forces your arm to go straight out front. Scrub-a-dirty doggy, scrub-a-dirty doggy. You'll notice I'm not using the lower part of my bow because I do not have my beginners use the lower half of the bow. It forces them to do things with their wrist that I don't like to teach right off the bat. But for you, I'll give you a sneak preview. When you're out at the tip, we've already covered this in the first video, your wrist is bent this way at the tip. It has to. At the middle, your wrist is pretty much straight. But as you go to the upper half, the wrist bends upwards slightly, kind of like you're looking at a wristwatch. You don't want to exaggerate it or cause anything to kink, but the elbow does come down a little bit. I don't even teach my students to drop their elbow. It happens naturally. Okay, so at the frog, the pinky is holding more of the weight, and at the tip, you don't even need the pinky practically. And if you're really short, you can even let your pinky come off. At the tip, it's an index finger and a thumb game. At the frog, it's a pinky and a thumb game. All right, so that's a couple of good exercises for developing greasy elbow. Scrub a dirty doggy, or you can just scrub back and forth if you don't like to use that cute little saying. And then get your bazooka, and then finally, just on open strings, take it easy on yourself. And then work on making it beautiful. And then work on doing it on all 4 strings, because each string is a little bit different. All right, now we're gonna stop this video here. That gives you a little food for thought. And then in a third and final video, I'll give you an exercise that combines the straight bow and the greasy elbow in one simple exercise.